your day or your parents' day or grandparents' day, there's a good chance you walked to school. 2 miles, uphill, both ways, in a snowstorm. A lot has changed since the good old days. Sure, kids still go to school and they still get there by walking, bus, or car. But the problems that result from so many children and vehicles converging at the same time in the same place have changed. If anything, they're worse now than they ever were. Today, you'll see more students get rides to school or drive themselves. And with more vehicles around the schools comes more danger. Much of the confusion, congestion, and hazardous situations are caused by drivers. Police monitor traffic around the schools and take enforcement action, but we don't have enough police officers to put one at every school every day. Drivers need to be alert for pedestrians in the area of the schools 24/7. Kids aren't just there during the regular school year, during the regular school day. There are activities at most schools year-round, including weekends and evenings. And the playgrounds always attract children. Children aren't always as cautious as they should be when walking to and from school, so drivers must watch for children who leave the curb without looking, or enter the street between parked cars, or dart out onto the street. Watch for them. They don't always watch for you. Never restrict your visibility by driving with fogged or frosted windows. Even in good weather, pedestrians can see vehicles much earlier than drivers can see pedestrians. Drive within the speed limit and drive at appropriate reduced speeds during darkness, rain, or snow to allow for reduced visibility and more difficult driving maneuvers. When roads are snow-covered, icy, or wet, your stopping distances increases, so slow down. Young children do not have the experience to accurately determine an approaching vehicle's speed. They may be able to tell a vehicle is approaching, but they can't judge how fast it's coming toward them. Reduce your speed when approaching and passing children. Give yourself more time to react. Be especially alert on one-ways or streets with multiple lanes of traffic. Don't overtake or pass drivers that have stopped for a pedestrian. Be aware and drive with care. A big problem at the schools is caused by drivers dropping off and picking up children in an illegal or unsafe manner. When you drop your child off, try to do it on the same side of the street as the school, but park where it's legal. Make sure your children get out of your car on the curbside. You don't want them jumping out of your car into traffic. After school, when picking up your child, you know it's going to be congested, so plan ahead. Agree on a spot where you will pick up your child. Many schools have a recommended plan for drivers to drop off and pick up students. Contact your school's principal and familiarize yourself with and follow your school's plan. And be sure they're properly restrained in their seatbelt or child restraint. Lead by example and wear your seatbelt too. Every trip, every time, no exceptions. When you park in a no parking zone, you are usually creating some kind of problem, either for traffic, pedestrians, or both. Double parking creates a number of problems. When you stop in the middle of the street to drop off and pick up your kids, not only are you endangering your own children by dropping them off into traffic, you are stopping traffic coming behind you. This forces other drivers to wait for you or drive around you into oncoming traffic. And the driver next to you who is parked legally can't get out because you're in the way. Parking in a crosswalk creates another dangerous situation. When you park in a crosswalk, you have created a visual obstruction and reduced the visibility other drivers need to see and stop for pedestrians. You've also made it harder for pedestrians to see approaching vehicles. An adult may be tall enough to see over a parked car, but a child cannot. And stay out of the bus stops. If you're parked in the bus stop and the bus comes, the driver can't get into the bus stop, so he's sitting with his bus out in the street blocking traffic, creating another traffic jam and potentially dangerous situation. Likewise, don't park in a mobility-impaired parking spot without a permit. Save yourself the $100 and keep those spots open for those who need them. If you have children who are walking to school, especially young children, you need to take an active role in making sure they know how to walk to school safely. Plan the route and walk the route with your children before school starts and for the first few days of school. Consider a route where there is a sidewalk, so they aren't in the street, the amount of traffic, and if they have safe places to cross. Point out possible traffic hazards to establish safe walking practices such as how to cross the street, how to look and listen for vehicles, to cross only at intersections, look all ways before stepping off curbs, stay in crosswalks, and watch for turning vehicles. Teach your children to avoid playing games, exploring, and talking to strangers. Children should go straight to school and straight home. The question of allowing your child to ride a bike to school should be made by you, the parent. There are many factors to consider, such as the age and maturity of your child, experience, distance to school, and the route your child will take, including the amount of traffic and safe ways to cross busy intersections. Younger children riding bikes to school should ride on the sidewalks where there is less chance of being struck by a car. For older children who are riding bikes in the street, they must obey all the rules of the road, including riding with traffic, riding single file, using hand signals, and obeying all traffic signs and signals, just like a motor vehicle driver. And whether your child rides on the street or the sidewalk, they should always wear a bike helmet. And remember, when walking or biking to school in bad weather or darkness, children should be dressed in something white, bright, and reflectorized. Be smart, be safe, be seen. So let's review. Every driver needs to watch for pedestrians, especially in the area of the schools. All drivers should park legally. Double parking, parking in no parking zones or bus stops, and blocking crosswalks all create dangerous situations for our children. Drivers should drop off and pick up children legally and safely. Find out your school's recommended plan for picking up and dropping off and follow it. And make sure children enter and exit your vehicle from the curbside. If your child walks or bikes to school, plan a safe route your child will take. Teach your children how to safely cross streets and how to look and listen for vehicles. Make sure they wear helmets when biking, and in bad weather and darkness, dress your children in something white, bright, and reflectorized. So you can see, a lot has changed since the good old days. More students and more traffic. To get each one of them safely back and forth to school each day, each year, without getting anyone hurt or struck by a car, requires everyone's attention all the time. Pay attention. Follow the plan for your school, obey the law, and stay safe.